Hello, I'm Jeff Kintop, State Archives Manager. The term archives conjures up an image of dusty old books on a shelf somewhere in the back of a library. But I'm here to tell you that we're all archivists in some fashion, whether we create family scrapbooks, keep photo albums, store a wedding dress or family jewelry, whether we collect art or maintain household records like deeds to our homes, titles to our car, photos of our old cars, whether we handle business documents like bylaws, corporate policies, or minutes of meetings. These things are all proof of who we are. These things are our heritage. Our history is important, particularly right now as we enter the new millennium. Where did we come from? How did we get to where we are today? How can we plan for our future in the next century? We must reconnect with our history to help us make sense of our existence today. Our stories will last longer if we take a few simple steps to preserve them. Here at the Nevada State Library and Archives in Carson City, we have a wide variety of high-tech methods for preserving records. We have very few artifacts in the archives, but this is a real treasure. This is a flag, a 36-star flag that flew over Fort Ruby on October 31st, 1864, the day Nevada became a state. There were no 36-star flags, so the soldiers there painted a piece of cloth and put the 36 stars on both sides and flew it over the fort. This flag later went back to Ohio with the fort doctor who passed it down through his family, and his grandson gave it to Governor Grant Sawyer in 1964 on Nevada's centennial to be placed in the archives of the state of Nevada. This is one of our most favorite aisles for tours. This is what people think of when they see, or what they think of when they think of archives, are the old volumes. This is the judgment book of the Supreme Court for Volume 1 for 1865. This is our vault. This is where we keep the things that are the oldest and rarest and most cherished, and also the things that are susceptible to water damage should any sprinklers go off. So this room is protected by halon gas, which will react with fires and put it out without having to introduce water. These books are the records of Carson County, Utah Territory. It also has the Nevada territorial records. We have them stored on their side to relieve the spines of pressure, and so that they'll last longer, and to keep the dust off of the tops of the books as well. When we give tours, we show them the book that has that says Book A of Carson County, Utah Territory. And we have it encased in plastic so that when it slides on and off the shelf, it won't wear down the cover of it. Using state-of-the-art electronic equipment, we preserve a wide variety of documents for Nevada. Here are some of the files stored on magnetic tape. We also store materials for a number of state government agencies. Everything in our repository is cataloged and labeled for easy retrieval. You might say that we have all the bells and whistles, but that's our job. But there are a number of other resources around the state that provide similar services to their communities. Today we'll visit 5 of them in northern Nevada. We begin with the Carson Valley Museum and Cultural Center in Gardnerville.
The Historical Society was founded in the 1960s, and the original intent was to collect oral histories of Valley pioneers and those people who were still alive that could offer some insight into the Valley's past. And the organization grew. They acquired a museum property, an old courthouse in Genoa, actually the oldest standing courthouse in the state. And they created a museum there. And then later on they had so many things that people had given them that they needed more space. And they saw this property come available, and it was up for condemnation because of the earthquake standards that had been changed over time. And they decided to do the heroic thing and step in and save the building. So there is that aspect. There's 2 museums in the Historical Society. In addition, we house the collection of the documents and photographs and hard artifacts of the Carson Valley from the earliest times of European settlement here in 1851 until the present. Sometimes people come in and spend a lot of time and give me a lot of facts, interesting sidelights about the objects they're bringing or about their families or whatever. And then sometimes people just drop things off, and I don't know exactly where they come from. We've had an occurrence of that recently where a really precious item was just dropped off at the front desk, and the remark was that if we didn't want to keep it, we could just throw it away. And when we opened it up, we found a piece of an original artwork by an artist that we're featuring in an exhibit right now. And it was really quite a treasure. So there are those kinds of things happen all the time.